I don't answer questions.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
I don't offer.
I need your ID.
Did I break a law?
There's potentially a liquor violation. Yeah.
I didn't.
Are you serving tonight?
I didn't violate anybody. So.
Okay. Well, it's unlawful to serve someone who's visibly intoxicated.
Right.
Okay. So
I think we all know that, but I didn't do that. So.
All right. You have your ID?
No, I don't. I didn't break any law. Right? Do you have evidence?
That's why we're
here.
here.
Do you have evidence that I broke a law in particular?
That's why I'm here.
If you don't have evidence that I specifically broke a law, then there's no probable cause for you to ask for my ID because you have to have reasonable. No, you have to have reasonable. Specifically broke a law, which I didn't do.
Listen,
I'm very careful about who I serve, and that's all I'll say.
Listen, I have reasonable.
That's why I'm
suspicion.
recording.
Okay, that's fine. You can record. I'm recording too.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I have reasonable suspicion that there was a violation.
By who?
A liquor violation by the people serving alcohol here tonight.
Okay. Again, I still don't understand what that has to do with me. I'm just here working a catering event. I'm here working for the staff. So.
I already explained that to you because I was told that you were also serving alcohol at the bar tonight.
Okay,
by two other employees here.
I'm not going to get into details and discussions with you about an ongoing investigation, especially when it has nothing to do with me.
You don't have to answer any questions, but you do have to identify yourself.
I didn't break any laws, so what would I have to identify myself for? In Colorado, in order to ID somebody, you have to have proof that they've either broken the law or that you have to have reasonable suspicion or articulable suspicion that they have broken the law. No, you didn't witness me doing anything, and you don't have any witnesses saying that I over-served anybody. So I don't
Do I need to detain you and...
What would you detain me for?
Identify you.
For what crime, though? You have to have a crime to detain me. Reasonable suspicion is not a crime.
So look,
yeah, go ahead.
Were you serving alcohol tonight at this event?
I'm not answering any questions for you guys.
Who's your supervisor?
We were told that you were.
That's, I don't know.
Marissa?
I don't know. I just worked the venue. I don't know who my supervisor is.
Yeah, we'll hang tight here.
Yeah.
I don't hang tight. I'm not in the military. So that's a military term.
I'll have you stand here.
I'm not in the military, so I don't follow military orders like hang tight.
Buckle up, guys. Today we are going to watch a routine police inquiry spiral into a tense legal standoff. Officers approach a catering worker, asking for ID over a suspected liquor violation. Calm but firm, the man immediately challenges their authority, questioning what law he broke and demanding probable cause. From the start, it's clear this won't be a typical compliance encounter, but a clash over rights, suspicion, and the limits of police power.
It's a military order, so.
I was in the military. I don't.
Were you?
Yeah,
that's probably why you say it. Hang tight's a military term. I'm not a military person. I'm a civilian. So there's no reason to hang tight. I'll wait here, though.
Is there something I did to upset you?
No. I'm not understanding why you guys think that you have the right to my ID when I didn't break any law. I didn't violate any crime. You have no proof that I violated any crime. Reasonable suspicion means that you have reasonable suspicion that you have proof someone violated a law. You don't have that. You have hearsay from many different people. You didn't witness anything. So reasonable suspicion has to occur in order for you to require my ID. That hasn't occurred yet. I'm not stupid. I know the law very well. I'm a paralegal. You're not going to bully me into forcing ID out of me for something I didn't do. I didn't break any law. So you have to have a law broken or say, we're pretty sure he broke the law in order to ID me. You don't have any proof that I broke the law because I didn't.
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my training, reasonable suspicion is that I need to investigate what's going on. I have reasonable suspicion that bartenders were serving alcoholic beverages at this venue.
Right, but you have to have reasonable suspicion that I personally broke the law. Yeah, you do. That's how it works. You can't just have blanket suspicion. Yeah, you can't have blanket suspicion. You have to have suspicion of an individual. We have the right to be free in our persons, and effects against unreasonable. Right.
That's evidence.
No. In order to even ask for my ID, you need to have a warrant. Or you have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion or probable cause that a crime has occurred. You don't have that against me. I didn't.
Reasonable suspicion that a bartender that was working here tonight.
You have no reasonable suspicion that I was. Did you see me behind the bar? Or did you see me running around picking up glasses?
We're gonna ask your supervisor and other people who worked here.
That still doesn't matter. I was running around picking up glasses. I'm recording. I was running around picking up glasses.
I'm recording as well. And
I'm literally running around with a tray in my hand. When you got here, you didn't see me serving anyone.
Okay.
As the exchange continues, the officers press their claim of reasonable suspicion, citing reports from others at the venue. The man pushes back methodically, explaining that suspicion must be individual and articulable. He emphasizes that hearsay and blanket assumptions don't justify identification. The tension builds as both sides talk past each other, revealing a fundamental disagreement about how investigations are supposed to work under the law.
Right?
I'm not gonna argue with you.
So I don't understand where your reasonable articulable suspicion that I personally committed a crime is. You can suspect all you want. You can come back later and demand whatever you want once you have that, but you don't have that because I don't break the law. I know what I'm doing. I'm an intelligent individual. I don't go out breaking laws.
I know you are. You're a very intelligent guy.
Yeah, so I don't break laws, so I have no reason to articulate. You have no reason to articulate a crime, so I have no reason to
articulate. But you're not listening.
Not for me. You have reason to articulate what you think is a crime, but that's not a crime. That lady's on her way to the hospital. That's not even
probable cause. But
again, that's not probable cause of me for anything.
You're right. I have reasonable suspicion that I'm trying to investigate.
Right. Reasonable suspicion is where we're at right now.
I'm trying. Don't interrupt me real quick. Let me finish my statement. Right. Reasonable suspicion that people who are working at this event, who are serving alcohol, served alcohol.
And that is go ahead.
Who served alcohol to these people here, right? So we're just trying to identify.
And that is a completely different thing than reasonable articulable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion just means you reasonably suspect something happened. Reasonable articulable suspicion is that you specifically have articulable proof. You have reasonable articulable proof that one individual broke the law.
That'd be probable cause.
No, that's probable cause is the next step. After reasonable articulable suspicion, then you interview everybody that you can, and if that gives you enough probable cause, then you have a probable cause statement to do an arrest. But you don't have a probable cause statement right now because I haven't admitted to any crimes.
Right.
Here because I didn't break the law.
Yeah, right now I don't have probable cause.
I didn't break the law though.
I have reasonable suspicion to identify all bartenders.
No, you don't. You have reasonable suspicion to come and try to do what you got to do to try to fulfill your investigatory quota, but that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Investigatory quota.
Yeah, your boss requires that you investigate a crime. You don't get to just come.
At this point, the discussion turns openly legal. The man lays out constitutional protections, referencing the Fourth Amendment and the difference between reasonable suspicion, articulable suspicion, and probable cause. Officers insist they're simply investigating, while he argues that investigation alone doesn't allow detention. The moment becomes less about alcohol service and more about who actually understands the legal boundaries of police authority.
Look around and say everything looks fine here and leave. Your boss requires that you spend a certain amount of time investigating the crime, that you attempt to find out who was at fault for whatever crime. You don't get to just see that a crime happened and walked away and ignore it.
You're claiming my chief tells me I have a quota to me?
I don't know who tells you. Probably your captain. Usually it's a street sergeant or a road captain.
I have a commander.
You have a street sergeant, likely. Yeah. So your street sergeant's probably the one that mandates it. Your captain mandates it to him, and your chief mandates it to your captain or your whatever. I know a lot about him. I've been a police accountability activist for 2 decades now, so I know quite a bit about law enforcement.
All right.
I don't understand why I'm still out here. I have work to do. Am I breaking the law in some way that you have the right to detain me?
I'm detaining you. You're not identifying yourself. I'm trying to identify.
In order to detain me, you need to have reasonable articulable suspicion that I specifically committed a crime. Am I being detained or am I free to go right now?
You're not free to leave.
Okay, so I'm being detained right now. Because you suspect me of a crime.
I have reasonable suspicion to identify all bartenders here. You're not giving me your ID. All I wanted is to identify.
Oh, I know. That's all cops want. You want to be able to violate our rights willy-nilly without any regard for the Fourth Amendment.
We don't need to argue.
I know. You guys don't like the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment stops you from finding out who everyone is.
I love the Fourth.
Well, if you did, then you would understand right now that you don't have reasonable articulable suspicion, definitely don't have probable cause, so you have no reason to be talking to me right now. I have no reason to be detained.
The situation escalates when officers state he is not free to leave, effectively admitting he's being detained. The man immediately calls it unlawful, repeatedly asking what specific crime he committed. His tone remains controlled but relentless, accusing the officers of bullying and rights violations. The pressure shifts, and it becomes clear the officers are struggling to justify the detention with concrete facts.
This is an unlawful detainment. I have work to do. I have to get back to work. Can I go ahead and get back to work now?
No, not yet, sir. Sergeant Murdoch said he's talking to your supervisor, trying to figure out who you are. I'm sure you're not willing to give me your name.
You have no right to that information. Okay. You need to go do your job. Me being, obedient has nothing to do with your job. You need to go do your job. You guys always think you can just bully situations, and it's not going to happen.
I'm still going to be bullying, sir. I'm sure that.
No, it's bullying. When you decided that you were going to detain me without a really strong, reasonable, articulable suspicion, by detaining me without that, you are clearly violating my Fourth Amendment right now. You're violating my Fifth Amendment right. I should be free to leave at this point, and you're attempting to stop me from doing so because you're saying I'm violating the law, but you have no proof of that. You didn't witness me doing that. You can't take hearsay as proof. That's not proof. You have to witness something in order to call it proof, and you don't have that. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break the law. I don't do that.
Sir,
I'm always very careful. You don't get to just identify me, though. You can say that you saw some bartender, but I'm not a bartender. I'm a server. You literally watched me walking around picking up glasses of water off of tables.
Were you serving alcohol tonight?
I'm not answering any questions. You literally saw me picking up glasses of water. That's what you saw me doing.
I just met you right here, right now, sir. And
I watched you walk in as I was walking around picking up glasses. I don't know what you were looking for. I'm just letting you know that I saw you as I walked in when I was picking up glasses. I'm just trying to get my job done. I got work to do. I want to be able to go home. It's already what? I'm not being detained any longer?
No.
So what was I being detained? What reasonable articulation did you have that you could detain me?
I've already explained this.
No, you didn't. You just told me I'm being detained. So you can explain it to me. What reason, let me finish real quick. What reasonable articulable suspicion did you have that I committed a crime that gave you the right to detain me?
Okay. We get called here because there's an unconscious female that was reported that she had been served 7 or 8 alcohol beverages.
None of that's my problem.
No.
Don't interrupt.
Don't interrupt.
Yeah, I get it, but that's not my problem.
We're out of
Yeah.
here. See you later.
Y'all have a great day. That's just not my problem. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you either. Have a good night. Thank you.
Now, this is how you shut down cops that don't know how to do their job, without cussing or getting angry, just owning them. But this shows why you have to be careful when dealing with the police, because they will lie about the law, violate your rights just to get what they want. And this is why it is so important for you to know your rights and to help us to bring awareness to the rest of the public. So don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, like the video and leave a comment to keep the conversation going. And remember, always record the police.
In the final moments, the officers explained they were responding to an unconscious woman allegedly overserved alcohol. The man points out that none of that connects him personally to a crime. With no solid justification, the officers disengage and leave. The encounter ends with a clear message about knowing your rights and staying composed. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.